Right back into storage. I got at least four more already taped up and ready to move. And in theory, I should start throwing up the future versions for things like stone and other things like that. I do not want to spend the rest of levels 1 to, well, 41 to 100 paying for the expensive compression upgrades, but might not have a major choice about that. But I know I can use the 4x4s with things like stone, uh, of course, quartz, things like that, which, like, okay, I do get the better density for storage. I get access to the, what you call it, the ability to directly deposit uh, the sand and obsidian high rolls for what you call it, the factory. Going to be lazy about these for now. The nonsense boxes just get to go next to the center of the nonsense core. Now, there are a few more pieces that need to go in that. For one, key pieces, but those don't start dropping yet. I'm going to put that with the ores and whatnot, which will be closer in category to these. And I think the location for that is going to be, well, first off, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Offhand, bottle. In theory, quartz is definitely not one of the first things I should move, but I've already picked it up. Precious materials. So, like, iron, gold, diamonds. Yeah, I know. Not guaranteed to actually be precious or whatever. High density blocks. Stone, cobblestone. Right. I missed on both counts there. Fine. Fine. This is fine. Love having to put the fifth row by standing on things. Because otherwise it will turn itself face down. Alright. Locking and locking. All that nonsense is now set. That tracks. Yeah. Alright. Gravel's definitely one of those ones I need to assign to it. Compressed gravels? Yep. And cobblestone. Not that one. This one. This one gets a starter's gravel. And I've put away all my gravel. No. Okay. And if that's gravel, sand. All right. Diorite, granite, andesite. Diorite, andesite. Dirt, definitely. Clay is one of the weird ones because I need to place it like one further than default. And I still need to like craft other things. Let's see. This is the 2x diorite, which means I put that one there, which lets me go and put those ones there. All right. I am somewhat annoyed that these connect like this. Like I could save on this by putting just one storage of some sort here that technically is part of the sophisticated storage, but like what would I relegate to the complete unknown category that I don't touch, I don't mess with, and I don't access, like, except for, like, as an item storage? Like, probably not a shulker box because, like, sure, long term I do want to set it all to being an RS or whatever, but like, I don't want to have a complete mystery storage system where like you have to come in behind everything else to come and uh connect the stuff or whatever. Let's see, vault stone. Dirt was something I still need to deal with. Azaleas are in the next category. I need to craft some more whatchamacallits, limited barrel fours. Right. 2 chromatic, 4 driftwood. 2 chromatic, 4 driftwood. I probably do not need to make actually 60 of them, but this is currently what materials I've got available for total count. Yada, yada, yada. Fire storage check. Six, 7, 7. Let's actually pay attention to the number. Yep, going back there, not like a dead space somewhere in the storage. So that's that. Wop, wop, wop. Still, like, visually, it's like, should I just hide the items in them? At that point, why am I using drawers instead of, like... Fireballs I need to move at some point, but not entirely sure whether I just want to stick them on the end of the stuff right there, or if I actually want to go through the effort of sticking them all the way starting in the corner here, knowing that I'm going to have to also put then the tree array starting there, which, like, planks is planks. I don't want to deal with the converting the chiseled variants and having them in a barrel with it, so planks are going to get a standard limited barrel 1, but the what you call it, probably more than enough for what I actually immediately plan on doing with these. One, two, three. Gotta make more pink. I say as though I can't, like, wait a little bit. Probably in, like, a couple days, I'll move... Right. Cobblestone. Standard helmet. I really never use the Phoenix capstones because, like... If I die in a vault, I die in a vault. I lose some experience. But I'm not going to be totally broken up about it. What did I come over here for? Right, I need white dye, which... bone meal. That seems like an appropriate amount at the moment. Let them eat cake. Alright. Limmy Barrel 4. We do not need that many of it. So I'm going to start here. You can make it with a flat front. And, like, I could, except for the fact I would have to unload all of these to make sure that I don't accidentally, you know, obliterate all the items that I already had in storage by using Minecraft's NBT eliminating crafting grid. Yeah, like I do wish at some point we get a we could have like a smaller power one of these that isn't like expensive. We can stick places. I mean, I also could just like stick a random limited barrel into a corner for like a random little color, or I could stick one of the deep storage blocks or whatever, or like I could put shulker boxes into that back corner as kind of a stopgap. But none of those feel aesthetically right. Like if I were going to hide something back there, I think I need it to be um, like a limited one that's got something assigned in it that I should only ever end up with like one of, or I don't need a deep storage of, or anything like that. Like, something I'm never going to have to address by putting like upgrades on or whatnot. Which, like, okay, I have some ideas of things I could do late game. Yeah. But that's like, I need a storage long term for um, brain is not making words, making diamonds by pulverizing in thermal expansions, pulverizer gear from armor smiths, if that makes sense. Because by starting with like all right, let's go put this white dye in here. Then I've got enough spaces. I might be able to deal with the dirt in one go. Because I don't have any 3x compressed dirt yet. And by one go, I mean setting the drawer state, but not necessarily anything else. This is the 2x dirt. 2x is that slot. We stick this upgrade, which lets us do this. Paperfly, you do amazing on some of your mods, but sometimes they are extremely dumb. Oh, this can't be compressed. Yes, I can. You just... When I pulled this out from the limited barrel, it just erased. All right. You hold that for me. Alright. Lock, unlock. Unlock, lock. Unlock. Unlock. Fuck. Alright. After dirt. Clay. Unfortunately, I can also assign it clay balls. Because I have to start the clay up a slot. So that later on I can unlock it and add clay balls. Assuming somebody gives us the reversible recipe. Ah. that time. All right. Sandstone. Coarse dirt doesn't have a compression. Snow. Needs to be treated the same as clay, I believe. Maybe. Yeah. Rock. Okay. Now that's the question. Did I... Okay, snow. I'm not going to hold my breath for auto ice management. if I get an unpacking setup going with like thermal or whatnot, I might just stick an ice machine behind a 3 category barrel, kicking ice into the 3 category barrel with the compression one and the compression one. But yeah. So snow calcite is a non-compressible and doesn't have a changeover, so it's just a miscellaneous block like tough and whatnot. Amethyst, block of amethyst doesn't have greater compression, but also has the shards. I don't expect to like, it's on my wish list. If they could add the decompression recipe, that'd be great. Anyways, gotta love creepy sounds set by the mood, which just means there's a dark space someplace within X amount of blocks. Um, but either way, I should put these in a limited 2 barrel. Ice, like I said, probably I'm just going to give it a limited 3 barrel. These are just going to probably get regular limited barrels, whether or not I split these apart from each other. I don't expect that I actually will use a decompression, even if I get it as a wish list on the sandstone, because it's much less effective than having the potential 3x sand directly out of the factories in the vault. Netherrack is netherrack. In theory, I should craft more of them if I'm going to take up my storage with them, but you know. That's later. Netherrack 1. Well, Netherrack 0. Netherrack X1. Netherrack X2. And like technically I haven't fully compressed it as much as I could, but I don't need to because I have all 4 slots because I've gathered enough netherrack for that. Soul Sand has a compression, and Obsidian has compression. Soul Soil does not. Crying Obsidian does not. So Soul Sand with a compression upgrade. I then go lock with the memory set. Okay. Then Obsidian. Set the yeah. Set the memory. So obsidian. Oh, that's not another block. It sometimes is. Portals generate on both sides. Precious materials is next on the menu, I think. Doesn't compress. Already stated my opinions on various things like that. Deep slate and cobbled deep slate get limited 1 barrels because I don't have a compression of it. Basalt gets a limited 1 barrel because I don't have a compression of it. And I'm not overly, like, smooth basalt will get its own as well. Because my other option is, like, calcite and smooth basalt get to share. But let's see. Putting the slabs back together. You can establish calcite blocks out of created that you can do a direct conversion from tough. Like, it's not used in the altar as far as I can tell. It's a aesthetic block. So it's more that I will almost certainly end up with some, especially late game, because I do the stupid hammering. You smelt the smooth basalt to get the smooth basalt. And you can pulverize it back into its regular, I think. Yeah. You can crush it. You can enrich it into polished. You can use a pulverizing tool to break it directly into regular basalt. And that's all those recipes. Yep. Alright, fingers, let's actually type things in the correct order consistently. Okay, they didn't actually get all of the JEI set up for the Vault altar, apparently. Just those first couple of levels. for the direct display at least. Things that the altar can demand. Is anything you see here, noting that the can demand has some of these in groupings, of course, quite obviously. The leaves are just anytime it asks for a leaf, they even got the extra leaves added in. But some of them are not interchangeable. Doesn't care about NBT on things like tridents. Can be any of the standard music discs, but not like the ambience discs that got added by the mod pack, or the dang coconut one that's so easy to find. Time of Undying is non-repeating, Any of the dead corals will work. Any of the live corals will work, but not interchangeably with live or dead, so you need both categories. All the glass is interchangeable. It will accept any of the glass when it asks for a glass. All of the terracottas are interchangeable. All of the wools are interchangeable. All of the concrete powder versus blocks are interchangeable in those two subcategories, but not across them. Calcite apparently is asked for, but I think it's asked for in a rare way, and technically, like, there is a way to automate it very late. Sadly, it appears to be only one mod can let you automate it. And that's by feeding it through Botania. So if you wanted to manufacture calcite, you need Botania. Yeah. You need Botania for the transmutation, and you can start at the thermal igneous extruder for purposes of sky vaults and whatnot, which we are not dealing with. So you can go extract it from the ground like a sane person. Anyone who's been paying attention to my last couple of streams knows I am not sane. I'm very opinionated, and the only way you can be properly overly opinionated is by being at least a little bit insane about things. All right. I need 8 fours. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, and down and clear and make them pink. It's not mechanically required, but it should be. Okay. Log. I think I'm going to go. I'm not going to repeat what my brain just told me for my justification. And anyone who can tell me the justification for how I am going to arrange these drawers, thank you. Keep it to yourself. You don't want to get banned on Twitch. I am getting messaged. All right. Acacia, jungle, birch, spruce, oak, dark oak. Crimson, stem, and hyphae, along with warped stem and hyphae. A cha-cha wood. Would it? Yes. Anyways. I'm done messing with you at this moment, so we can put you back in there. person who's up at 2 in the morning still doing cleaning wants to know if me, who had to get up at 5:45 in the morning to make sure the kid got off to school, made sure the trash can got rolled down to the curb. Like, I don't know, did it? I was making sure the person I helped in the morning didn't end up dealing with other people's, well, unmedicated. Because people are going to be hard on them if they aren't. Not like they're going to pick on them, but like, stripped word. Okay. We don't got any other logs hiding in here? Good. Okay. Something. I need to put the saplings all into a 4 of grid. Technically, I should go ahead and handle that. Well, handle the creation of that. I don't think I'm going to actually go through the entire effort of filling it at exactly this moment. Especially because I have to decide where I'm going to put it. I think, actually, oak, dark oak, dark oak leaves. Sure, it's potentially annoying because I don't actually have a good modded way to do the leaves. Well, I do, but I, like, every time I think, oh yeah, I could just do this, I never do. It's It's automatable. It's not enjoyable to do. You can do it, but the time saved just does not feel like it saves enough of the headache to go through that effort of automation. Because to really automate it, you have to make a system that can really effectively harvest the leaves without breaking them, without destroying them. And then you have to also then, after that, bone meal. I need bone meal. Bone meal. You also need to I am apparently firing on like 3 cylinders this morning, which is enough to be functional, but not enough to really get any kind of horsepower out of it. I should continue doing things that require me to think, right? They said, make it big. Ugh. Magnet velocity, go burr. Sprucity, spruce, spruce, spruce. Oh, wood. Log. Strip. Break. Place. Juggalos. Oak leaves. Sprucity leaves. And I already have some vines in place. Alright. Dark wood leaves. Jungle leaves. Jungle log. Okay. In theory, I should have grabbed the rake. Yeah, don't think I'm going to get a vault in today. Today is one of my nephew days. AK, today is one of the days that Iskal's nephew could beat me at this game. You know, the one that's like 4 something like that and plays it on the Xbox with a controller or whatever. Yeah, he's currently got me beat. Anyways, I've now shoved one section at the extreme far edge again, which means I get to add a 4th one of these. All right. I think okay, probably I should walk. Sure, this is going to be fine. I'm not going to be annoyed by this whatsoever. Yeah, that's what I wanted, right? I went in this backpack. Okay. Those still may move someplace. Haven't dealt with the warped yet. This gets going here too. Vines get dealt with down the line. These need assigned. I think I'll just assign them a 2 because I don't think I'm going to try and harvest them for their leaves. Sticks are technically compressible by the what you call it? Yeah. By the 6-stack recipe. 6-stack patty whack. Give the dog a bone. This guy needs to go back home. Wait. Alright. I haven't even gotten into the mob drop subcategory yet. Nonsense. Nonsense. Like later on, there'll be less nonsense. Well, this one will be because I actually use that mod. Yeah. Technically, probably thermal isn't the only one I should learn, but thermal is the one I have learned, and it like it's the lazier of the two. No way about it. It's the lazier one. And the key with the lazier one is I've learned it. I've poked at it. I figured out what I like about it, what I can do with it. And at this point, that's a good question. If I do this, and I've stored all those. And I've packed that thing, but I haven't moved it. So right now, these are inaccessible. Flash is somewhere over here. Yeah. Eventually, I'm going to rip out a bunch of this stuff, and it's going to get its happy little butt wandered over into the storage. How do you strip the planks in a way that it remains stripped? Okay, technically I know, but that's like makes a joke about painting and woodworking as opposed to like in a mod pack, because there's a difference. Purple terracotta. Technically, this should go into my sort into colors later category. No block. No rotten flesh. Okay. Additional packing tapes. Unbreaking doesn't do anything, but mending does. Okay. Z1, Z2, Z3. Sweats. What was it? 26? still fairly far from being done, especially if I want to make this an actual cube. 5, noting it's 31. So 10, 11 down. 11 down from this. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Would be where I actually want the controller to be. Before I can do that, I need to do more digging. But that's another day. Okay. Buzz, buzz. Yeah, those two messages are supposed to be in that order. I think... Alright. Yeah, maybe later on this gets split. Like, especially if I manage to like connect the two sides together. Do I do kind of wish I I liked having the trim blocks instead of whatever these stupid links are. Like, yes, they are more versatile. They do look a little bit better for things like attaching chests or whatnot. Potentially, they're heavier because of the fact that instead of just going, okay, I've been told my links are this block, and those blocks over there. I have a bunch of trim here, and then I need to search along it and double check whether or not there's anything attached to it. Sure, you're double checking what all is attached to the single link out here, but that's a single link instead of like a chain of trim. But like stylistically, I do prefer the trim because it lets me build a framework much more effectively and lets slightly faster design happen, because I don't have to go, okay, I need to make sure I've got some place to put a link controller that stays within the 31 by 31 by 31 area, which this is default to instead of like a 12. Like, it's a 15. It's bigger. Does it? Visual update delay. Does it really matter? I've managed to put all my sweets back away. Which matters less as long as I get like a couple of wooden chests in at the very beginning. But at the same time, I don't have an auto feeding upgrade, so rather than have to pull them out of the bag, okay. Rock. Mutton, emeralds, potato, diet. I could, but I am not going to stay up for another 10 minutes. I'm running on so much fumes at the moment. Like, I'm not actually like on fumes, but it's like I just did not boot properly this morning. Will sleep help? Who knows? It's unlikely to significantly hurt. boss needs storage. Okay. Last thing. I've been here, random taking this. I'm too high up for that to have been a slime. Okay, I'm too high up for that to have reasonably been a slime. It's not entirely impossible for a hostile mob to have spawned or whatever. I did not bring a farming implement. For the what you call it. In theory, at some point, that should get integrated over here somewhere in the system so it can farm. Oh. You see, this is what keeps happening for the graphics. You're at just the wrong place for the, whatever's currently rendering the particles to cut out. And it's like at a certain distance it does it. Anyways, melons and pumpkins need added to some storage long term, but melons need melon and melon slice combination to get added, but they get to be a 1x2 then. Limited Draw 2, the sequel, but lamer. Alright. Yeah. Going to wrap that there. It's a short one. It's entirely me working on storage, but some days are like that. Catch you next time. Bye.